Right now, I have with me the very courageously beautiful Tahira Kashyap. Hello and welcome to the podcast, Tahira.
Thank you, Sandeep. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Tahira, at the very outset, uh, you have really been a very strong person and kind of displayed it all the time. Um, it was during TED Talks that Shah Rukh Khan had once said that he's kind of inspired by you and that pepped about the fact that you actually speak about your personal problems the way you do, and it has kind of inspired him to do the same. When you're speaking about personal problems and something as personal as your struggle with cancer, did it at times feel uneasy?
Of course, it's not something very easy. It's so intimate. The entire process, the disease itself, there's so much of taboo associated with the word cancer that for the longest time we didn't use the word cancer. We would say the big C or that badi wali bimari or all of that, but we would never say cancer. That's the amount of stigma and taboo which is associated with it. It doesn't come easy to anyone to share at least it didn't come to me. It was not a cakewalk. Neither it is today, right now, sitting with you. Also, again, sort of reliving those moments and talking about it. Each time, there is a sort of courage which is needed to talk about it, because it's almost like treading the same road and going back to the memories. Though I have tried to make beautiful memories even during that journey, but yet. Shah Rukh sir, I think he's just very gracious to say that he's inspired by me. He inspires millions. But what he did mention was that it was the first time that he also shared about the audio which he has been going through. He lost his parents to cancer, and his sister is also struggling with cancer. To share this information with the public for the first time also requires a whole lot of courage, and kudos to that. And I really admire and respect him for that, because a person of that stature coming across and telling is it means a lot. And
It does, absolutely.
and precisely why we are discussing, we need people to talk about it, to not feel ashamed about it, to not feel humiliated about it, for women to sort of go for their early breast cancer detection. For there's a survivor's guilt. Then apart from that, women feel guilty at large for falling sick. There's so much that goes beyond just the disease, because disease is something that the doctor will take care of, but there's so much on the periphery which needs to be addressed. And my intention has always been very clear, also behind doing this show, which is on a downloadable app which is called Audible Suno. My show is called My Expressed, and it's about this journey. But I somehow, it's not, there is no sadness, or there's nothing morbid about it, because, and there's nothing being sad, and there's nothing wrong in being sad or being morbid, but it's not my way of having a take on things. So I like to believe, and that's what Guneet, my producer, says, that you have a very quirky sense of humor, and that's how I've sort of extended the same to the 8 episodes that you'll be listening to. And the quirky tone is set with the title itself, which is My Expressed.
As you just said, Tahira, this is completely, when you talk, your voice modulations and everything, and then again, you're experiencing, listening to stories by different people on a very human interest kind of a level. What exactly were your takeaways from this particular show, for that matter?
It has been the medium is very intimate. So it's just an audio medium. So once there's no visual attached to it, I think that lens of visual thing is off. Your pretense level also dips. Once your pretentious self dips, your honesty increases.
Absolutely.
So it was just me and the microphone and the studio, and it was my story. So it took me really deep into a few parts that I had not treaded before during my journey. Few conversations that I have not had with my folks before, and I had it on this show, which is very surprising. But to talk to your relative, the closed ones, you can just pick up your phone, or you meet them almost every day. And yet we did not have those conversations, which were very difficult conversations to have. So I had it during my show, and it just flew very organically. But each time I would say something like that, I would ask my producer, can we just delete it? Like I said, it requires a whole lot of courage to sort of share it.
Absolutely. And you
And
do that in the
I,
flow of the moment, and then later on
you
you
said,
realize.
and then you realize, and then I was like, can we delete this? And she
Mhm.
was like, just give it a few moments, let's mull over it. And after that, I used to say, okay, just let it go, because that was just honest. And
Organic.
I'm and organic and very honest. My idea is not to glorify and make myself a perfect life. Like this is how it should be. This
Mhm.
is what I have gone through ups and downs. I have done some really stupid things during my journey, really
Mhm.
idiotic things, and I have admitted it. But I have also given a disclaimer that it's my journey. It's not, the idea is not to be sound preachy. My idea is not that, of course, I want to spread the message of early breast cancer detection, but it's more so about my journey and what all I did and what all the other people in my life also did. So yeah.
Absolutely. Tahira, the fact that you have been a cancer survivor, when you see the depiction of this particular disease in movies, in films, do you think? I mean, how is your perhaps the way you take it? How is it? I mean, do you think there should be some change or anything that might have a room of improvement?
Honestly speaking, it's very funny, but because in my environment nobody spoke about it, like I told you,
Mm-hmm.
nobody in my immediate family or family friends ever, like I've never grown up with the hearing the word cancer to begin with. I had never heard. तो जब मूवीज में दिखता था तो मुझे लगता था ये तो बड़ी बॉलीवुड प्रॉब्लम है तो कि ये तो सिर्फ मूवीज में ही होता है, ये तो it's not a real life issue at all, because I have not heard real life people, and that was the time we didn't have social media,
Mm-hmm.
so there was not that kind of a mass communication happening. So I don't know, it was a delusional state, but and I still have to. I think when I will look at cancer being depicted in movies now, it'll be with a different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So as of now, till now, whatever I'd watched, I thought that this is only a very filmy thing, not realizing that it's something, it's a real life thing. I'll have to watch those movies again to sort of have an opinion, but that was my honest childhood opinion about
All
it.
right, okay. So you are the better half of an actor who's phenomenal, who's he has actually made it a point to perhaps have his own kind of cinema as far as the Bollywood repertoire is concerned. So does that to a certain extent? I mean, is that feeling to a certain extent intimidating? When
Hmm.
it's not. I
Why
mean,
will it be
the
intimidating?
fact that you have to be a little socially relevant and all of that.
But do you feel the vibe from me?
No, not at all.
There
Not
is
at
no
all.
there is no pressure. There's no, I am just so happy that he is doing something that he truly believes in, and it's not for the sake of stardom, it's not for the sake of being popular. That he's taken to this medium. He has always been an actor. We have done theatre together, and I know his love for acting, and I know his love for. So he has stayed true to his guts, true to his conviction, and now it's bearing the fruit. Of course, there's a lot of popularity that he has gained over a period of time, and I'm ever so happy that people are appreciating his efforts. There's a lot of effort that he puts in every film, and I have seen that hard work which has gone through, and it's now people are appreciating it. I'm more than happy, but that doesn't sort of put me in a box, or it doesn't mean that I need to behave a certain way or do a certain thing. I'm not wired that way. The best part is he doesn't expect me to do that, and I have my own journey right now. Like I'm on my own journey. Audible, so no. I'm taking my own baby steps.
All right.
So yeah.
So the fact that he Ayushmann has had a terrific year. I mean, back to back hits for that matter. So I'm really intrigued, and I actually want to know whether you have any decision or you have a certain, perhaps a say in perhaps him taking up a particular subject for that matter, or how do you look at it?
I do have an opinion for sure. If he ever bounces his script on across me, he does. He does bounce his scripts off me. I do read his scripts. I always do have an opinion, and I'd like to believe that it's of some value to him. I don't know whether he listens or not, but till now he has. So somehow there is a huge congruent area between his liking of certain cinema and me too. And where he feels there's a disconnect, वो मुझे script ही नहीं वो पढ़ाता. So because he knows very well that I will not like it and I will not encourage him. But he thinks from an actor's point of view, and which is very good. So yeah, I do read his scripts and I do have an opinion.
So, what was your take when he had this unconventional debut with Vicky Tuna?
That was a crazy time. So we both were, at least I wasn't ready because I always undermined his capabilities of becoming an actor because he was always this skinny, scrawny guy with specs, and I never believed that he can ever become an actor because actors quintessentially have to be bulky, masculine, and very, very good looking. And I thought my boyfriend is nowhere close to that, so he cannot do that. So once Vicky Donor happened, of course, it shocked me. But honestly speaking, both of us were very immature at that point of time. We married very early in life, and then we had kids also very early. When Vicky Donor had come, I was pregnant with our first child. And suddenly the movie did so well that he was bombarded with a lot of calls, and so both of us were very immature in the way we dealt with the situation at hand. But we both have, I'm so glad we stuck to each other because deep down we knew that he knew I'm a good girl and I knew he's a good boy. So we sort of sailed through that journey, and where we are.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Tahir, my final question to you is:
Yes.
Audible. What exactly actually drove you, perhaps egged you to take it up?
Like I said, so Guneet Monga is the producer on this short. Sorry, short. I'm saying on this Audible, and so she had sort of. I think she was seeing my posts or something on social media, and then she just messaged me, and it was the most beautiful message that I got. She said, "I'm just putting out in the universe that I just want to work with you in some capacity." And I was like, I would love to. So then I went and we had a huge chat session where she was telling me about her life and I was telling about my life. And she was just laughing her guts off, like whatever I was saying. And she was like, it doesn't look that you had breast cancer the way you're talking. I was like, but that's how it is. And she was like, you need to put this across to the world. Would you be interested in doing an Audible show? And I was like, I'm not going to leave any medium, whether it's print, whether it's audio, whether it's visual, where I get an opportunity to spread awareness about early breast cancer detection and self-love. I'm not going to let go of that opportunity. And this opportunity has come to me with a lot of grace and dignity. The people behind it have given me the liberty to talk and say whatever I feel like without the limitations and without the thing of कि इसको ऐसा करो, इसको वैसा करो. So it's the most honest confession, and not confession, but an honest confession of the journey of what happened. And it's launching on the 12th of December. You can download it on your Android phones, and you can listen to all the 8 episodes. And I would love to have your feedback.
All right. So with that, we come to the end of this lovely conversation with this lovely lady. My name is Sandeep, within the Sun Times Online, Desiamrtini. Thank you so much.